Canon just registered a new camera, DS126922, and it was registered yesterday on February the 4th, 2024. Could this be the Canon EOS R1, or perhaps some other camera we weren't expecting? Does this validate that we're getting an announcement in just 3 weeks? Well, stick around after this short message for all the details. But first, subscribe to stay up to date on the latest camera news. And for all the minor news stories, all those news stories not quite big enough to have their own separate video, follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter. Thanks to Weibo account E8M8888, we're aware of a couple of camera registrations from Canon Japan. Now, both registrations did take place yesterday on February the 4th, 2024. And it looks like one of these is a camera, a full-frame mirrorless camera with a registration number of DS126922. And the other registration ID 0179 looks to be some sort of, well, supporting device. So thanks for catching that, E8M. And when it comes to reporting on camera registrations, no one's better than E8M. So let's talk about what this actually means. What does a camera registration mean? Well, once we actually have a camera registration, we can usually expect to have some sort of major announcement within 1 to 3 months. And that places it well within the range of what we've heard about Canon announcing their Canon EOS R1, their full-frame mirrorless flagship camera to replace the 1DX Mark III. And this fits in nicely with what we've heard from Canon Rumors and the Camera Insider, forecasting that we would get some sort of Canon EOS R1 announcement just before CP+, which takes place this month between the 22nd and 25th in Yokohama, Japan. And this is the largest photo and video trade show of the year, at least since Photokina closed shop. So a camera registration that just took place, Canon Rumors and the Camera Insider saying that we will be getting an announcement sometime before CP+. And if you recall, I think it was about a week or two ago, I reported on a news source telling me that Canon is going to be making an announcement some 7 to 10 days before CP+, so there's that as well. But also there is another bit of information I got just a couple of days ago, but I was waiting for some validation. But this source told me something that might, well, confuse things a little bit. That as far as the Canon EOS R1 is concerned, well, Canon hasn't booked any dealer pre-meetings, and this is normally what happens whenever you have a major camera announcement. Canon will usually book some sort of dealer announcements, well, about a month or 3 weeks ahead of time, somewhere around that time frame, and we haven't had that. So that leads us to believe that this announcement that's supposed to take place in 3 weeks, well, it's supposed to be some sort of development announcement. It could be a teaser video, or maybe what they did with the Canon EOS R5, which was a teaser video as well as a development announcement. But what they also did is I think it was Canon Australia, they went ahead and had some sort of Facebook page where they said the king is back. And then at NAB 2020, they also did some sort of other sneak peek. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get something official from Canon in 3 weeks, but don't expect it to be a full-blown announcement with fireworks and colored lights and all that wonderful stuff and streamers. Expect it to be some sort of development announcement or something like that where we can't pre-order just yet. I think the pre-order is going to take place sometime either later in this month or maybe into March. But from what I'm hearing, we can expect that we'll be able to pre-order the Canon EOS R1 sometime March and April, and it to be delivered sometime around that same time frame. So we are getting very close. One thing I like about camera registrations is they really they give us evidence that something is about to happen. And as far as expectations from Canon, there's 2 cameras we're expecting this year. The Canon EOS R5 Mark II, and of course the Canon EOS R1, which is what this video is all about. And yes, there were 2 camera registrations, or there was 2 registrations from Canon Japan, but we believe only one of these is a full-frame mirrorless camera, and that's DS126922. We don't believe we're going to get the Canon EOS R5 Mark II registration just yet. The reason why? Well, again, that source that I told you about, the one that I just developed, they told me something about the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, and that we shouldn't expect the announcement of that camera within I think it was 4 to 6 months after the announcement of the Canon EOS R1. So what does that do for time frame for that camera? Well, it puts it right at the same time zone or time frame as the Canon EOS R5 Mark I, and that was announced on around July the 9th, July the 10th of 2020, and started shipping, became available for sale on July the 30th. So it could happen as early as June, could happen as late as August, but who's kidding who? July 30th shipping date in 2020 was pretty much August, so that gives us a time frame. I do have other information on the Canon EOS R1, but I'm not gonna leak that out just yet. I want to wait to see how accurate my source is with the Canon EOS R1 announcement. That's supposed to take place in just about 3 weeks. And yes, I'm tripping over my words. I'm having trouble speaking. That's because it's 2:30 in the morning. And not only is it early for me, but yeah, I'm glad to see that my audio recorder is recording. But the first time I did this, I forgot to press the record button. So this is my second attempt. So please forgive me tripping over my words here. It's early, and one thing I try to do is I'm always scanning the news 24/7, 365 days a year to keep you up to date on the latest camera gear news and rumors. And at the time of recording, the Camera Insider didn't have anything, Canon rumors didn't have anything, and none of the other sources had picked up on this. So hopefully by the time I get this out to you in just about half an hour from now, I'll be the first breaking this news, at least in the English-speaking world. So pretty exciting stuff. But maybe, just maybe we should have a little bit of a reality check. So let's go back in time and look at all the cameras that are predicted to come out in 2024. The Canon EOS R1 is definitely one of those cameras, and because we have the Olympics coming up, well, they're supposed to take place around July the 26th, so Canon always releases a 1 series camera in time for the Olympics. They never miss it. So without anything strange going on in the world, we can expect Canon to announce a Canon EOS R1 pretty soon. Canon has also admitted multiple times that they're working on a camera. So there really isn't any surprise that they're working on a camera and that it's going to fit within the normal time frame. So we should be getting an announcement pretty soon. And again, if we go back to 2020, well, we already had a development announcement for the 1DX Mark III that happened in late October. And then in the first 2 weeks of January, or I guess the second week of January, we already had the full-blown announcement where you could pre-order the Canon 1DX Mark III. So it makes sense that it's going to be that camera. We also have Canon rumors, the Camera Insider, and others saying that an announcement is expected, some sort of announcement is expected on the heels of CP+. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, this channel has also come out with a source saying that, yes, a development announcement, a teaser, some sort of announcement officially from Canon is going to take place between 7 to 10 days before CP+. And that's just a few weeks ago. I really wish I could be at that trade show this year, but unfortunately, it's just a very busy time for me in my day job. And of course, this. I really look forward to a day where this can be my sole business. So if I need to attend a trade show, I can go and I can get there and I can cover it live. That would be really exciting. And I'm really envious of those that are going to be at CP+ this year. But again, I think it's pretty certain that, I think it's a foregone conclusion that the Canon EOS R1 is going to be announced very shortly. I think that within 3 weeks, we're going to have some sort of official announcement from Canon, whether it's going to be a teaser video, a development announcement, or some other announcement from Canon where they put something on their web page or a Facebook page or some other way of communicating that, yes, the Canon EOS R1 is on the way. These are some of the capabilities, and then tease us a little bit later on. I wish they would do something like Nikon did with the Z9, and then every week leading up to the actual announcement, they would give us some sort of a teaser video. And I think Nikon gave us 3 teaser videos before teasing us with an image, and then they had their full-blown announcement, and that was really exciting. And if you're interested in pre-ordering the Canon EOS R1, we're a little bit too early for that, although I do have smart pre-order links in the description down below. Those will only be effective once the embargo is lifted, which we do expect to be sometime late February or perhaps early March. And of course, if you're interested in purchasing other camera gear, accessories, or lenses from Adorama, B&H, or Amazon.com, then please consider using my affiliate links, these guys right here. I also have them in the description down below. It really does help support this channel. It gives me anywhere from 2 to 12% back, which goes right back into this channel. I can already tell you that I'm going to be buying the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, likely the Canon EOS R1, but it really depends on what sort of specifications. If it's primarily aimed at sports and fast action photographers with a resolution of around 30 megapixels, it's probably not ideal for a video-centric guy like myself. But if it's more akin to 45 or 48 megapixels, well, then I'll probably be getting the R1 as well, and who knows what other lenses we're supposed to be getting. Keep in mind, according to Canon rumors, we are supposed to be getting some sort of big Sigma announcement this month in support of Canon RF lenses, that they're going to be making Canon RF lenses, that the mount is open up to them. And even Sony Alpha rumors came out and said the same thing back in October, that we can expect some sort of announcement of Canon opening up the mount. Is that going to happen? Well, we do have a Sigma announcement, according to Sony Alpha rumors, that is scheduled for the first week of February. Yeah, that's now. Actually, the first week of February was kind of last week with only a few days, but we're right within that time frame to expect some sort of announcement. And of course, once Canon makes an announcement of the Canon EOS R1, Canon's also going to drop an announcement of several other lenses to go alongside it. Can we expect the 200 to 800, not 200 to 800, the 200 to 500 millimeter? Perhaps. What about the 35 millimeter f1.2? Oh, I certainly hope so, but I wouldn't be surprised if that lens is saved for the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. So pretty exciting. The week has just gotten started. I'm pretty excited. What about you? Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. But that's it for now. Have yourself a great day, a great week, and we'll see you again soon.